From Nasdaq's MarketSite, I'm your host, Christina Ianian. And joining me today is CEO of Stord, Sean Henry. Sean, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Nasdaq.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Very happy to have you. Let's start broad. Talk to me about Stord and how you streamline customer experiences.
Absolutely. So Stord is really a commerce enablement platform, leveling the playing field for brands of all sizes with leading giants like Prime. Consumers today expect rapid, fast, trusted deliveries with easy returns and great visibility. And that's really what drives an online brand's sales, loyalty, and retention. But it's so hard for them to achieve on their own. So Stord builds a fully integrated suite of software that powers that in-cart experience, that delivery promise, that shipping protection, that shipping options. But then we operate an end-to-end fulfillment and delivery network on the back end that facilitates tens of millions of deliveries per year, powering over $5 billion of commerce annually for hundreds of brands today.
That's amazing. It's interesting because some of us sitting here today have been touched by Stord without even knowing.
Yeah, that's always a part we're proud of here at Stord. So we're on track for over 30 million deliveries a year right now. And one of the stats we're really proud of is over the last 12 months alone, we've delivered over 10% of unique US households, and that's growing rapidly. And so we power many, many brands behind the scenes without consumers often even knowing.
That's amazing. You're constantly growing. You're celebrating your 9-year anniversary this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you differentiate yourself from your peers?
Yeah, the primary struggle we found in this industry broadly is that a lot of times you either have a very commerce software-oriented business or very hard industrial logistics business. And the challenge is, how do these two things work in harmony to power that consumer experience on the front end, but then deliver a seamless end-to-end physical journey of that box that actually has to make it from the manufacturing center to the first warehouse, on the last mile delivery truck to the consumer. And so our biggest differentiator is how vertically integrated we are across the full end-to-end physical logistics stack, as well as that technology that powers automation and optimization across that network and the in-cart experience that the consumer faces.
You really have a unique and holistic end-to-end approach, like you mentioned. Who are some of the customers that you work with?
Yeah, our biggest categories today are in nutrition and supplements, so brands like Athletic Greens, for example, in health and beauty with brands like Native and Tula and a lot of leading companies, and a lot of accessories and apparel, so maybe a company like Alex and Ani or American Giant. We really span the broad spectrum of brands across those categories, serving almost 500 mid-market leaders today.
That's amazing. Let's talk about that journey. As co-founder and CEO, you've seen this from start to now. How has that journey been, and what are some of the lessons that you've learned?
Yeah, it's been a really fun ride. I can't say when you start, you know exactly where it's going to go, but 9 years in, we're thrilled and thankful for all the customer support we have. The journey's been great. Today, we're supported by over 1,000 Stord team members nationwide in our corporate offices and in our fulfillment centers, in our engineering offices. And overall, we've been backed by over $300 million of capital from leading investment firms as well. So it's been a phenomenal journey. And I think the biggest learning is just customer obsession. We always put the brand and the end consumer first in all the decisions we make. And that always seems to unify us in our decisions and drive the best outcome.
It really is a partnership approach.
Exactly. We power these brands' revenue. It's really a blessing to be part of it with them, because when they're selling online, if we don't perform our service, our job, and our technology, they don't deliver to their consumer. They don't deliver their revenue. And so it's a true partnership.
It also seems like your internal culture really reflects your external culture and the partnership that you have with your clients. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think the biggest moat we've built is both having incredible industrial engineers and operations leaders, people who have spent decades at companies from the Amazons and Walmarts to the leading logistics companies out there, with best-in-class engineering, building best-in-class software for brands. And that's an incredibly hard culture to kind of mix the two, because you normally have one or the other. And it's probably the thing we've been the most proud of, having dozens and dozens of engineers building out our end-to-end technology stack, but also operating over 12 warehouses across the US and Canada with thousands of associates working the front lines and picking and packing boxes every day.
That's amazing. So it's pretty clear why you've made the Inc. 5000 list for 4 years in a row.
Thank you.
And looking into the future, where do you see the company and the industry going in the next 5 to 10 years?
Absolutely. I think the hardest part about this business is that it really is a scale business. The bigger you are, the faster you can deliver at a lower cost, the more trust you can build with the consumers. And so we spent the last nearly decade building the end-to-end physical network and powering best-in-class fulfillment and delivery. And now that we have that scale, we have that trust, and we're powering more and more consumer deliveries, we're really taking all that back-end heavy lifting, to the front end with all the cart technology I mentioned, like shipping protection, that a consumer can protect their order for a few extra dollars from theft, package loss, and more, and just doing all the things we can in the cart to get a consumer to go, oh, this brand is powered by Stord. I trust this experience. I'm not going to go look for the same product on this major website or marketplace. I'm going to stick with this independent brand's website.
That's amazing. Trustworthy, seamless, and efficient.
That's right. We're trying to power best-in-class commerce so these brands can grow their revenue, reduce their costs, and delight end consumers.
That's amazing. Well, we look forward to following all your growth. Sean, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.